Just last week, I bought underwear on the internet. Why should you know what size I take? Or the color? Or any of that information?
Well, now I'm curious. All right, enough, my adoring fans. So as the media loses its collective poop over Russia's meddling in our election, turns out FBI Director James Comey tried to go public last summer on this very matter, but President Obama shot him down. So why would Mr. Obama not want to expose such meddling? Those revelations would have guaranteed Hillary's presidency, and we'd all be sitting at home right now throwing up. So could our beloved Obama have colluded with Putin to sink Hillary? After all, it's not like they were besties, more like worsties. They got along like hot sauce and genitals. Maybe this was payback for Clinton sparking the birther truth, rumor. To which I say, well done, Mr. Obama, if that's your real name. Anyway, Putin denies involvement.
Ronald Reagan once, debating about taxes and addressing the Americans, said, watch my lips. He said, no, watch my lips, no.
So, how did CNN respond?
Of course, just a fact check of Vladimir Putin. Of course, it was not Ronald Reagan. It was President George H.W. Bush who said, read my lips, no new taxes.
Great job, Katie. The poor guy who gave Putin that bad info is probably dead. And, of course, they're going to say it's suicide. Yes, Igor was so distraught over his mistake, he shot himself in the back of his head 6 times after removing his own fingernails. Meanwhile, it's nice to see the left finally caring about these evil Russians.
Russia, Russia, Russia.
He started sleeping at his smelters.
Trump associates and Russia.
Fake news coming over from Russia.
Sabotage in his smelters.
Russia, Russia, Russia.
Yep, after ignoring decades of communist-caused death and suffering, the left thinks Russia crossed the line now that they're on the internet.
Why is the guy running that bank getting a meeting with Jared? Jared Kushner is 36 years old. He's not that much older than Sergei was when he got out of spy school in Moscow. Maybe they talked about that. Vice President Mike Pence says he had no idea about any of that, never heard about any of it, never, what? That's shocking. Never heard any of it. And that's why somebody has decided to leak a portion of his 2005 tax return, which is how and why we got it tonight.
Russia, Russia, Russia. I gotta hand it to her. She's working it. But it makes me wonder, why? Why now? Do you know what today is? I have here in my hand a calendar. Take a look at today. It's April 1st, April Fool's Day. So what's in my hand now? What's in my hand now? A Wikipedia page. Rachel Maddow's Wikipedia page with her date of birth, which is April Fool's Day. Rachel Maddow was born on a day celebrated with the spreading of hoaxes. A day that marks fake news. Coincidence? It's also John Gosling's birthday. I hate John Gosling. Back to her Wikipedia page, which I printed, an exclusive printing from my exclusive computer. If you look closely, you will see the place of birth. She's born in a valley in California, within miles of a river, the Russian River. Back in 2014, Russia tried to block the Olympics' anti-doping efforts. In what sport? Well, what would you do in a river? You might swim. Who is an avid swimmer? You guessed it. And what of this valley she was born in? Castro Valley. Fidel Castro, who established ties with Russia, hoping to replicate their murderous dictatorship. It's as if dictators seem to anticipate Rachel's every move. Like Putin, whose dissertation was on economics. It was 218 pages long. 218. I want you to let that number sink in. on episode 218 of Rachel Maddow's first year of shows. Who was her guest? This man. Mr. Anthony Weiner, who helped ruin Hillary Clinton after it was revealed he had Hillary's emails on his filthy, filthy laptop. Anthony Weiner. How convenient. Could Russia have planned the whole thing with the help of someone signaling when the time was right? In Russia, Weiner is often called a kielbasa. On December 24th, 2013, the day before Christmas, Maddow tweeted this: I know it'll be a hassle to fly with a huge fresh kielbasa, but how much hassle? Who would tweet that about kielbasa unless it was a tip-off to the Russians about Weiner to sabotage Hillary Clinton? On the exact same day, December 24th, 2013, Mikhail Kalashnikov, the father of the Soviet rifle, the AK-47, dies. He was only 94, Rachel. Why? Why? It was also Ricky Martin's birthday. The Bay of Pigs, kielbasa, Anthony Weiner, assault rifles, Ricky Martin. It's all coming together like the lurid batter that makes the deadly cake for a sinister figure on a dark day based on lies. Happy birthday, Rachel. You deserved it. We need to welcome tonight's guest. This man has written more books than I've read. Celebrated journalist, the great P.J. O'Rourke. You got to get his latest book. It's called How the Hell Did This Happen? Probably the best writer of my generation. All right, like an emergency room doctor, he'll leave you in stitches and then give you drugs afterwards. Actor, writer, comedian Jamie Lissow. She considers deliverance a bromance. National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. Boo. And the Sahara Desert is his sandbox. TNA wrestler Tyrus. All right. P.J., so you grew up when the Russians were really, really bad.
Evil.
Yes, and the left loved them. So yes. You and I, we were the enemy in the Cold War. The Russians were their friends. So is this outrage hard to swallow?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, no, it's you nailed it. It's that now that Russia is like kind of a regular country.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'd just be doing regular evil stuff instead of vast network of you know, James Bond level evil stuff. Yeah, now that they're just a stinky country.
Yes.
Like all the rest of the countries, the left has gotten really.
Yeah. Now
you know, there's income equality.
Yes.
There was income equality.
Right.
There's income inequality now.
They always had good stuff like free health care, and everybody was poor. Yeah. So that was equality. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, what do you make of this whole Russian thing? I know you're in Alaska, so of course you can see Russia.
Yeah, it's right over there. And first of all, Greg, I loved your monologue.
Thank you.
I wanted to say, and it really brought me back because I was actually in a heavy metal band in high school called Hot Sauce and Genitals.
Oh, really?
And so it took me way back. And I got to say one thing: seeing Anthony Weiner brought back so many fond memories of his time in the news.
Right.
And just makes me think, if your last name is Weiner and you like sending certain types of pics, shouldn't you pronounce it different?
Yes, that's
you know what
true.
I mean? Yes. You go Weiner. Or,
yes.
You know, my name's Anthony Weiner. This is my associate Teresa Virginia. But I think it's all crazy, and it's like, I mean, are we just here to, are we still avenging the death of Apollo Creed? What?
Yeah.
But doesn't it kind of make them seem cool, though, like there's secret meetings with Russia and stuff? I don't know, it keeps me in the news and excited about it.
No, it's true. It's actually kind of fun, Kat, watching this unfold. It's like a nonstop soap opera. We're not sure where it's going to go next, although I actually think may not be much there.
Right. Well, obviously, if all the things did happen that Rachel Maddow is sort of insinuating happened, that would be bad. That would be very bad,
Yes.
but she wants them to be true because she can get ratings, and she just, any little thing, she just grasps at. And it's become so politicized when we really should all be united in the fact that it would be bad if these things were true, regardless of what you think about Trump, Rachel Maddow.
You know what? Thank God we didn't do that with Obama.
I'm a libertarian. I'm free.
Libertarians always say I don't do anything bad. I don't.
But I do have the freedom to do so if I choose.
That is true at any moment in time. All right, Tyrus, give us your take on this whole event.
You know what? In wrestling, we tend to build the bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, to beat him at the end. And I think we really want Russia to be the Soviet Union. We really want, like, Putin's really a Sith Lord, and Vader's coming, and all of a sudden 6 Death Stars are in front of America, and we have something to fight about. I think they probably found some dirt, maybe cracked a couple emails and put them out there, but just not, it's not sexy enough. You know, they're just, Russia just, you know, we expect them to have big cannons, but it's a little gun. That's it. That's what you did. You know, they thought that they were beating people up in the alley, and they just used harsh language on Twitter. You know, they unfriended a few people on the left. Like, that's basically what. The more I'm reading this, and I think with Flynn, like, yeah, I'll take. I think they're having fun with it. Yeah, I'll talk if you give me immunity, and then they're gonna have to because Russia is involved. Like, it just, you have to say it to where it's so.
I think it should go both ways, though. I think that people who are fans of Trump should say, hey, let's see if there is anything. I think it should go both ways.
I say that.
But so far, mainly the thing is the world's dullest John Le Carre novel.
It is.
I mean, this is like, and he had some dull novels toward the end. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, this is one. It's just like the little drummer girl times 40, and you're at page 700, and like nobody's even gotten hurt yet.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like a foreign film. All words, no action.
Yeah.
And some of the words I don't even know what they are, PJ. All right, coming up, some commercials. So buy everything you see, including gold, silver, and reverse mortgages. But first, will partisans balk at coffee talk? Why Starbucks is trying to mix coffee and politics. That's next. Can we mend political woe with a free cup of joe? A lesser-known coffee chain called Starbucks is working with a Harvard startup to give free coffee to people who hold opposing political views. The catch? They have to engage in polite political discourse. In other words, you got to talk to people that you'd rather punch in the face and leave for dead in the desert. A couple of things amaze me here. First, I can't believe we need an incentive to have a civil conversation. Well, actually, I can't believe that. And second, they basically took the wisdom printed on a coffee mug and turned it into a business model. I wish I'd thought of that. Although I do question the logic of giving piping hot beverages to people who on any given day might kill each other. But perhaps this is all a ploy by Big Ointment.
Big Ointment?
Yes,
Big
PJ.
Ointment is a serious problem that has not been addressed in healthcare issues.
I know.
It was not addressed by the Republicans in their attempt at the healthcare bill. Big Ointment.
Big Ointment's fine. Everything. Everything.
Yeah, we know where the jokes will go.
Yes. Yes.
With
We should probably.
big lubricants.
Yes. Big lubricant.
Let's just stay away from that.
Yes.
I'm just. I do understand the need, for some payback. To talk to people whom I loathe and detest. But coffee?
No.
Booze.
Yes, booze, right?
Yeah, of course, that probably is not going to lead to a civil discussion. So how about a new car?
There you go. Yeah, that was Oprah's thing. You know what? I do agree that hot scalding beverages is probably less wise than booze, because if you throw beer on somebody, it's kind of cool, Jamie.
It is kind of cool. You know, it's weird. First off, I just want to say I was at Starbucks just this morning, and I noticed that people ordering skinny drinks aren't.
You could be a reporter.
I don't know if you need to do maybe more than just that or what, but I'm not that impressed with just giving away some coffee. I would say I would be much more impressed and likely to go there if they gave away, like, say 2 people were having a political discussion, if they gave everyone around them noise-canceling headphones.
Yeah.
There you go.
This isn't going to work, Tyrus, is it? It's going to backfire.
No, nothing like me and a Confederate Southern gentleman sitting down talking about our differences. Wages versus free work, right? No, this is nothing more than like political That's all it is. Like just random people showing up, talking about stuff. Oh, dear, we were exchanging ideas. I would swear to God.
Yes. Yeah, Mike Pence wouldn't be allowed to do this unless it was with another guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
There's going to be marriages broken up over this. Darling, I swear I met her at Starbucks to try to bring her to our side. It's,
We're having a civil discussion.
Yes, and we got in an
With our
argument.
clothes off.
That's why her pants are on her ankles. I had to hold her up.
Yeah, the best way to have a calm discussion is to just amp people up on a bunch of caffeine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that bothers me, Kat, is that Starbucks is doing this out of the goodness of their heart, but in a way, they contributed to this divide because they're one of the few companies that was always getting involved in politics. And to quote The Simpsons, they're the solution and the problem. Like alcohol, it's like they are the solution. They start the problem and then they say, we'll solve it.
They're not doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. I don't think they'll think people are really going to do it. Remember the Race Together thing that they did where they encouraged customers to talk to the baristas about racial issues?
Oh, that was
I made
great.
a video for National Review where I wore a hidden camera and went and did that and was like talking about white privilege and asking. And ultimately, I was asked to leave because the line behind me was so long. So they don't think these things through. They're just like, I know what's going to make us look good like we care. And I think this is just
So the whole idea of civil discussion is a liberal idea.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you're a conservative like I'm a conservative, your motto is shut up. That's the way I explain politics to my kids. Shut up.
But you know what? I also think this is going to work because people like outrage. There's this the adrenaline rush of telling people they're wrong. Right now, I'm seeing another wave of celebrity busybodies on Twitter, like John Legend and George Takei and Chrissy Teigen. These are people that are very wealthy, that have rich lives, who are going onto Twitter to tell people how bad they are, how rude they are, how a travel agent upsets somebody. It's like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you, you sad piece of crap? I mean that in a general sense.
Right. But, Greg, it's called free time.
It's called free time.
When your bills are paid and you have 5 or 6 homes, you got time to be like, you know, the dry cleaner was a little rude this morning.
Yes.
You know, like, here's the whole point of this Starbucks thing, just to kill it right here. Nobody changes anybody's mind anymore. There's like 45 cable channels, not like this one, but there's 45 TV shows where they have pundits from both sides. Have you ever seen someone say something, and actually I believe that Trump's fiscal plan will work, and the other guy goes, well, I never thought of that. Wow, man, you are right. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for talking to me. This has been great. No, it's literally in the parking lot, you and me. Knock your punk ass out.
I'd like
that's
to think
literally
I'm
what it is.
changing and opening minds every day.
Yeah, you might be. But I do know that if you were on a show and you said, you know what, you're right, you've changed my mind, you won't be back on the show.
No.
Not on that show.
Crossfire would just be called fire.
That's a great point.
Or just cross. People just be cross.
Cross, silent cross.
Yeah. All right, I agree with you.
Yes.
Yes, today on Cross.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch a marriage.
No. Especially not a happy one.
Exactly.
This week on Point. Like,
All right. Jamie, any last words? You look like you're thinking pensively about...
I was trying to remember, but I can't remember. I just was reading about the Starbucks thing, and the CEO put out a statement. I was trying to remember what he had said, but he said something like, can't we all, like, to his employees.
Yeah.
You remember that? And he said, like, I just think we should all, like, care about each other and, like, look at but first, sell everybody a $6 cup of coffee.
Yes.
Then care about it.
Yes.
I'm just so in love with you know, statements that cannot be negated.
Yeah.
We should just all care more about each other. Don't you just want to say, you know, we should care less about each other? The hell with them.
Yes.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's
Stay out of my bubble.
Yeah. Stay out of my bubble.
Stay out of my bubble.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in a bubble.
Yeah, get off my cloud.
Stay out of it.
All right, we got to move on. Coming up, a story so hot, construction workers whistle at it on the way to work. But first, Al Gore has a new movie. Spoiler alert, it's awful. The climate has truly changed. Political climate, that is, America. Oh, God, shoot me. President Trump signed an executive order nullifying President Obama's climate change efforts. Surprise! Environmental activists hate it. Like Michael Moore, a noted source of flatulence. He tweeted this in between pies. It's so cheap. So cheap. Not worthy of applause. Not worthy of applause. Anyway, he tweeted, historians in the near future will mark today, March 28th, 2017, as the day the extinction of human life on Earth began, thanks to Donald Trump.
Wait a minute. What historians if we're all going to die?
Oh, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
All right, so wait. Historians are exempt from extinction. And then the next line is, I'm becoming an historian. All right.
I'm just hoping we start with Michael Moore.
All right, I'm going to get to now. We got to talk about the former VP and present day thigh chafer Al Gore. He's got a new film, and for a change, it's not in his underpants. It's a sequel to his climate change reel of lies and inconvenient truth. That movie predicted that the planet would be gone in 10 years, yet 11 years later, Gore releases the sequel. So you know who proved Al Gore wrong? Al Gore! Anyway, we happen to have the trailer for this highly anticipated new film.
In a world where no one in the media questioned one man's opinions on global warming, that man now has a sequel. It was just 11 years ago that he said the world would end in 10 years, unless Earth acted on his awesomely ridiculous and punitive proposals. Now he's releasing a second film proving to all that he was wrong, that we are still here, and that he was completely incorrect. Nude man on a nude unicorn riding a skateboard through a ring of fire looking awesome presents Al Gore, Leo DiCaprio, and Dave Matthews as the Turtle. Inconvenient Truth 2. More lies from an irrelevant
Jamie, I want to ask you, shouldn't that ruin your reputation if you predict the world is going to end 10 years ago and you're around 11 years later making another movie?
I don't see your point. I don't see what you mean. It is, and you know, who would be more for global warming than me, Greg? I do live in Alaska, I really do.
Yes.
And it would help us out. It's freezing there.
Yeah, it is.
It's free.
But you chose it.
I did choose it.
Yes.
Remind me why. And it's freezing. The other day, the weatherman was like, he was frozen. He had literally, it's that cold indoors. I have to admit, though, some of the, like, I saw The Inconvenient Truth, and some of the video, it does make me sad, you know? Like, it is a real problem, but we have to make sure the science is there before we give money to certain people. And, like, yes. And you always see that video of, like, the polar bear.
Right.
And who doesn't love polar bears besides their natural enemy? But you see a polar bear on an iceberg thing, and it's getting smaller, and then the polar bear is like that. And I don't blame emissions for this. I blame the cameraman. Reach a hand out. Help a bear out. Get in there. Do something.
So true.
Flip the turtle over when he's upside down.
Yeah, that's right, guys.
The turtle.
You see that? It's like, and he's slowly dying to death in the sun. Damn! Turn his ass.
I don't know. You know, PJ, I look at Michael Moore, and I know that 1.5 million people die from diabetes, which is related to obesity, and yet he's telling us we're going to die from warmer weather, which to me, I think it's kind of ironic to me.
Yes, especially with that ice cream cone in his hand.
Yes.
But, you know, he's got the dress for success thing.
Yes, that's
really
true.
Does, you know? I mean, we all look to Michael Moore.
You know, he dresses for the job he wants.
That's right. Being an annoying fatso.
You don't know what that job is.
I'm sorry.
Wait, I know.
I'm sorry.
I did it first. Okay, here's the problem. Fat jokes and Michael Moore are cheap, except he says horrible things about.
He's passionate about what he, you know.
But he's said awful things about people.
But he's you know, he's a good filmmaker and stuff. But
which film?
I'm trying to be positive, Greg. I got a Starbucks date with him next week. I'm trying to get some common ground. Follow y'all outside. So now, my point is that even if Donald Trump did that, even if that his executive order was end Earth now, now, right, and coal monsters climbed out of the White House, and hang on for 4 years.
Yeah.
Someone else, and no more ending the Earth. Wait,
coal monsters go home.
Here's the inconvenient. In Al Gore's thing, he's not really telling the truth, because you know what the truth is?
What?
It's not. Yes, the planet's getting warmer and stuff. There's too many damn people. So
I don't agree.
So how does that go in your movie? The polar cap is getting smaller, and we need to cut down to about 50 million. So we're going to have this really cool thing called a lottery.
Before you make me very depressed, Kat, I need to get to you. Who can make me more depressed?
Yes. Well, yeah, like, as you mentioned, we're all going extinct anyways. All of you are right now as we speak. But regardless, the planet, obviously, climate change, I think, you know, what we put into the planet comes out of it. We should be concerned about the environment. We should care. However, even if we were perfect as a country and we switched back to horses and we rode around on buggies and wagons, it wouldn't make that much of a difference in the world overall. However, it would trash our economy, and we'd run the risk of another Donner Party situation.
Oh, God.
So we need to be reasonable about it, and I've found that normally when people start shouting about extinction, that's where reason has kind of left.
Yeah.
And usually any good therapist will tell you to not make important decisions when you're emotional.
That is
so we shouldn't be making, we shouldn't be making policies based on emotion either.
And it's a good point to bring up that they shouldn't call the Donner Party a party, because it wasn't fun. No. It wasn't fun at all. Not for them. There was no party.
My birthday party was a Donner Party theme.
Oh, really? Well, isn't that clever and edgy for a college student?
And what was on?
Oh, yeah. Let's have a party based on other people's suffering.
You just made a great
they
point.
They were white people. It's allowed.
What a great point. Like even like. It's just a great point, Greg. Man, they call it like when you're looking for somebody like a search party.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, I hope we find the body.
All right, coming up, a story about sex, drugs, and murder. Except for the sex, drugs, and murder part. Essentially, it's just a story. But first, how internet privacy rules could be changing. Translation, clear your browser history right now. Now, generally, it's a good idea to avoid doing stories until you fully understand all the facts. But in a marked departure, I've decided to panic now. I don't even know what this is about, frankly, but on Tuesday, House Republicans voted to reverse internet privacy rules from Obama's time in office. Rules that would force internet providers like Verizon or AT&T to get your permission before collecting and sharing your data. Stuff like your browsing history. Now you see why I'm panicking. Yeah. Republicans say the repeal will level the playing field for internet providers because websites like Facebook and Google are already doing this thing. But Democrats say it's handing over sensitive information to the highest bidder. Once again, here's Massachusetts Congressman Michael Capano.
Just last week, I bought underwear on the internet. Why should you know what size I take?
Yes. Although I do. But anyway, maybe he's right. Maybe we don't want our browser histories out there for sale. I mean, imagine what my browser history looks like when I'm trying to find videos for you, the viewer, for this show.
Well, that's
It's amazing. I was searching for biographies of Lou Dobbs. Anyway, all right, PJ, they're going to make a lot of money off this. Does this worry you? Do you do a lot of unusual browser searches?
Oh, no, not me. No, nothing unusual about them at all. I just look up where the kids' Little League game is next. That's pretty much it.
But you don't have kids, PJ.
I do have kids, but they're way past Little League.
Yes.
No, does this worry me? Hell yes,
it should. It should. Jamie, I don't know. I think you have some dark secrets that only your browser could tell.
Wow. Yep, you're right. I just had to think about it for a minute. They're watching us. Right. Hasn't everyone had that thing where you're on the internet and an ad comes up and you go, they're listening, they're watching.
Yes.
Sometimes it's almost unrelated. Like I was online, I was trying to buy I wanted to buy, I live in Alaska, I was trying to buy a big truck with like a lift kit, and the very next day, an ad for penis enlargement.
I get it.
And it's like, I didn't even have my camera on.
Imagine what pops up on Anthony Weiner's.
You know what? I bet it's actually tamer than what he actually asks for.
Well, that's probably right.
I already have it. And an ad will pop up and he goes, I already have that. Kat, you know what I do? I do philanthropic searches for people who are too embarrassed to do it themselves. So if somebody says I have mouth fungus, I will do that for them because that's the kind of person I am. Mouth fungus. It's not me. It's just somebody else.
Yeah, I am kind of like a wears her search history on her sleeve type of girl.
Of course.
I absolutely have weird stuff, but I don't think anyone would be shocked to hear that.
Yes.
But, you know, maybe it's even weirder than you could ever expect, but...
What's the weirdest thing you ever searched for?
Oh, I can't tell you. Today?
Yeah.
I can't tell you that, but I don't... They're selling this information. Obviously, I mean, it's not shocking that you think, you know, that they'd want internet companies, they're influential, blah, 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 and... everyone should care about this. Everyone should care about this. The argument is that Google and Facebook are already doing it. It's like, yeah, and it's not good.
No, yes. Right. If Google and Facebook would jump off a bridge, fill in the rest of that thing that your mother always told you and you ignored. Tyrus, what about your searches?
So I was just clearing my browser as we were. I'm going to be honest with you. If someone bought my browser, I've already made up my mind. I'm going to have the samurai's beautiful death. So I'll just later marks, I'm out. Like, you get nothing out of me. I apologize for nothing.
You know, that's an interesting thing. How many suicides are linked to exposure of their browser history? Because you can't prove it. There's no way to prove it. It's like people getting hit by cars because they were looking at hot chicks.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but how many relationships ended with, "Hun, you left the laptop up and I was looking at our wedding pictures and wow,
yeah, but
you want to go to Thailand that bad?"
But you gave me the excuse I needed. You gave me the excuse I needed. It's because I've got some friends, you know, little sexual dysfunction.
Yes.
And, you know, just out of charity, I'm checking some things out. Maybe if you watch this.
Yes, exactly. By the way,
I feel like if my wife went through my browser search, she would be just disappointed in me.
Really? Why?
Look at how lame I was.
Really?
Just like, he's done nothing wrong, but I should have married someone.
Nice cover,
That's all.
Good catch.
You know,
good catch.
Jamie's...
You're a comedian. You're the dark soul. You've seen some stuff.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody that clean cut. I know you've got things in freezers that are actually scratching their way to get out.
I live in a freezer.
Yeah, that's true. Alaska. It's actually, I'll just spell out the joke.
Thank you.
Yes, I wanted to spell it out for you. Okay, coming up, a story so powerful it can bench press your face. The president won't throw out the first pitch on opening day. Is he making a mistake? Tyrus investigates harder than he's ever investigated before in a weird sweater. So apparently, MLB's opening day is near. And no, MLB doesn't stand for My Little Butt. It's Major League Baseball. And the Washington Nationals invited the president to throw out the first pitch, but he declined because of a scheduling conflict. It's noteworthy because every president since Taft, Steve Taft, with the exception of Jimmy Carter, has thrown out a first pitch at some point during their presidency. So is the president missing an opportunity to unite the country? We sent Tyrus to find out.
Donald Trump, due to schedule conflicts, is not going to throw out the opening day pitch for the Nationals. Do you think that's okay?
That's fine.
But it's baseball.
That's wrong.
The only one who has never done it is Carter. So Donald Trump needs to throw out this pitch.
Absolutely. It's baseball. It's American.
You don't want to get Cartered out in the middle of being a president, correct?
No, not at all.
Because when you think of Carter, you think peanuts and one term, bruh. Throw the pitch. Out of this group, who do you assume would be the worst pitch? George Bush, Barack Obama, Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, 50 Cent, or Geraldo Gutfeld?
I go with Gutfeld.
Actually, before his injury, he defected from Cuba, Geraldo Gutfeld, and he actually had a 107-mile fastball. But after his injury, he vowed to never pitch again.
Did you say it was 50 Cent?
50 Cent. Did I tell you that? Did I tip the game? Yeah, 50 Cent threw the absolute worst pitch of all time.
Did it hit somebody in the background or something like that?
It did, in fact, hit somebody in the background.
Mascot, wasn't it?
Yeah, mascot. There was a fire. Might have been some deaths. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Bad day for 50 Cent.
That's right. If he'd been $1, he might have done better.
Yeah. Who had the best pitch?
The best pitch was probably Bush. Had to be.
100% correct. Look at that delivery.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Did he throw a strike?
Oh, he threw a strike, and I believe it was, what, 85 to 90 miles an hour. What is wrong with this pitcher?
He's wearing a Nationals jacket and a White Sox hat.
But if you're a diehard White Sox fan and you have to pitch for the Nationals and you have to wear their shirt, would it be okay to wear the hat?
I guess.
I'll pick for you. It's fine.
Okay.
Quit staring at my sweater cape.
What is
this? It's fashion. I love it.
I just wondering
It's one of a kind.
Okay.
It's not a poncho because it has a hoodie on the back. It's a sweater cape. Let's get back to baseball. Earlier, I told you that story about Geraldo Gutfeld. That was actually fake news. I apologize. That was not true. All the sources came from CNN. I apologize. But everything else on this board was 100% true.
From now on, you have to call that a pootie, which is half a poncho, half a hoodie, a pootie.
It's a sweater cape. I'm like a superhero.
You are. It's a strange thing. By the way, that killed 50 Cent's career.
Yeah, you lost all the street cred.
Yeah, once you did. So why
you can't bust caps? You can't throw a strike, bro.
What's wrong with just saying I'm not going to do it?
He had to do it. Just like he needs to do it. It's part of America. It's a great honor.
I disagree.
Tradition.
Why do you disagree?
I think this is great for President Trump's brand of him being too busy. I'm
yes.
really surprised. I haven't seen it. Thank you. I'm very surprised. I have not seen a tweet from him yet saying Obama, blah, 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 was, you know, playing all this golf. I can't fill out the first pitch because I'm too busy making America great again.
Yes. He played golf 13 times.
He has played a lot of golf.
He played a lot of golf.
He
spends 3 days a week in
Florida.
Florida.
You have to understand, we only cover Obama playing golf here.
Oh,
get it
I'm
right.
sorry.
Jamie, thoughts? Do you think Trump should chuck the ball, as they say in baseball?
They don't say that at all.
I know they don't.
It's a complete lie.
First of all, I love the sweater that you were wearing.
And you have one now, sir.
I feel like it answers a lot of problems I have with sweaters. You ever been like, oh man, my nipples get so cold, but my forearms, they're so hot.
I'm not a sleeve guy.
That's the answer. And I believe Trump said he would have thrown out the first pitch if it was a much smaller ball and he could have hit it with a golf club.
That's funny.
I did read that.
PJ?
Also, that hurt. It's a finger thing, isn't it?
Yeah, really?
The whole world will be looking at his fingers.
Yes. But you know what? He's an athlete. Did he? He played baseball, didn't he?
He's thrown before.
Yeah. He's busy. He's busy.
Busy. No,
yeah.
We'll go with busy.
Yeah, we'll go with busy for now.
Yeah.
All right. Don't go anywhere. Final thoughts up next. We're running out of time, so...
What you wanted to say all show, but haven't had the chance to say, so here's your chance to say it. Right now.
PJ?
Buy my book.
Yes.
Not on television for my health.
Yeah. By the way, I think I have about 7 or 8 of your books. And the book that really influenced me was Republican Party Reptile.
Yeah.
And but I also, you know, when you were editor of National Lampoon, I was addicted to that magazine. I have Bachelor Home Companion. I have almost all the early books, later books, most of your books. So there, I pretty much kissed your ass.
Okay.
Jamie, so buy this book. Jamie, I don't have any of your books.
For my final thought, I just wanted to say hello to my wife and my 3 beautiful children. I should say, unfortunately, I do have 4 children. But I wanted to say hi to Charlie, Briar, Miles, and what's your name?
Tyrus?
Do you want me to follow that? Yeah. Jeez. Hi, Mom. Who I haven't spoke to in 20 years.
Something tells me that's true.
Oh, it's damn true. Check me out on Impact Wrestling. I got a big match coming up. It's on.
Yes. All right, Kat, round it up.
I think you should buy all of PJ's books. Don't sell yourself short, buddy. Market them all.
Yeah, I love you. A gift pack. All right, thanks to PJ O'Rourke, Jamie Lissow, Kat, Tyrus, our studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld. I love you, America.